What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin today. This will be the only video that I make today. Sad to say, unfortunately. I just don't have the time. Ran through some technical issues. Really what I have is excuses, guys, but I don't have the time today, so it's just how it is. I wasn't even going to make videos, but I want to make at least one video every single day, and I figure I could just throw 3 of them in here. I'm already pressed for time, but let's get it on. So hit that like button one last time and let's get going. So from a low to a high point here, pulled back to our 1272, shot right up above the 618, beautiful, but now you're below it again, and apparently finding resistance at this. This could set us up for a move down back to the 886 at around 55K, you know, something like that, a higher low. Shouldn't be of any concern, but it absolutely could happen. I do think that we have found our low for Bitcoin. We could go lower and everything is still fine, but I don't think that we will. But if we do, you know, it's something to consider. Daily RSI is way too neutral to really pick a direction, right? Way too neutral in my opinion. Some people might be calling this a bull flag. I don't really know if it is. I mean, maybe it is. It kind of looks like a bull flag. It could be. But then you look at it on a 4-hour basis. I don't know if I would call that a bull flag. Definitely a bounce. Definitely a kind of consolidation phase down. Could we break out positively from here? I think so, but we might just have a little bit lower to go beforehand. All in all, Bitcoin's just being boring. Sitting at 59.2K right now, finding resistance at the 618 time and time again. The 4-hour is way too neutral. At least we're getting overbought and not getting oversold, but it is a very neutral 4-hour RSI. From a low point here to a high point here, finding support on the 382 is nice. I do like seeing that. Getting above the 236 is nice as well. I'd like to see us get above it a little bit more. This could call. Bitcoin really could be on the move here. Maybe not today, and maybe today, I don't know, but over the coming days, over the week, over the next week, I would say. And I actually would expect that it does move up today, actually. But over the coming days, I would expect that Bitcoin breaks out of this to the upside, and from a high to a low, that could imply that Bitcoin goes up to about $65,000, maybe $67,000, a little bit above there, something like that, over the next like week or two. I do think that we are on our way up. Again, I do feel very confident that this is the low, but just because we're on our way up doesn't mean we're going to break out to new all-time highs this month, right? It could still be some time before we do that, right? We absolutely could spend the next month or so trying to figure things out. So anyways, I just wanted to say that I think Bitcoin's moving up, but it's being boring right now. We're looking for a break of this kind of momentary consolidation phase. All right, so there's that. Let's talk about Bitcoin Cash now. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. We're sitting at about 338. We just can't pick a direction, can we? It's very neutral. So as far as like a directional heading goes, I'm not going to be as concise with this. It does look more bullish than bearish, but still neutral, very neutral to be completely fair. So I'm going to give it the same kind of parameters that I've given it before from a high to a low here. If you close a day or any multi 4-hour period below $331 there, bad. You're going to go to about 300 to 320. I say bad. It's not that bad, right? 331, you could potentially only drop to 320. That's not that bad. 307, 300, that's really not that bad. This is crypto. That's not bad at all. A higher low, right? That could happen over the coming days, over the coming weeks. But looking at Bitcoin the way it is, it gives me hope that Bitcoin Cash could move up too. Now, we have seen Bitcoin move up while Bitcoin Cash chills or even moves down. We have seen that and a few times recently even. So and we've obviously seen the opposite of that too, where Bitcoin goes up and Bitcoin Cash goes up more. But you know, time will tell. I will say that I think Bitcoin looking like it wants to move up in the shorter term does give me a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope that Bitcoin Cash would move up as well. But I am a little bit more bearish on the Bitcoin Cash chart because from a low to a high here, you're finding support on the 382, yes, and that's nice. But you've done it once, twice, 3 times now. You even rejected the 236 here. If you can't get above this 236, you're likely going to break through this 382. And if it wasn't for Bitcoin, I would very much think that you are. And I even still kind of do. I wouldn't bet that this breaks positively, but I also wouldn't bet that it breaks negatively because we don't know, right, until we pick a direction. So we're just waiting. So I think the best thing to do for Bitcoin Cash is to just say if you break 331 down, if you can close multiple 4-hour periods or get a day at least to close above the 236 at about $346, let's just say $346.50, close above there. Then that's exciting for the upside potential. But really, I would want to see you close above this closing high at about 358. That's what I would say. You know, this line's enough to get excited, right? This little line right here where this 236 is at the tip right there. But really this line I think is the one that we'd get more excited about. Because if you look at this for what it is, if I take away the fib now, it kind of looks like a horizontal channel, doesn't it? Right? So in which case, would you be more excited about breaking this level here? Or would you be more excited about breaking the level that's more respected within the channel itself? You know what I mean? So I think we stand. I'll just stand by that. 331 breaks, you're going down lower just a little bit. 358 breaks, we're going up probably to 376, 400, 430, beyond that in a very short amount of time. So we're waiting. Until then, we're just dragging ass, man. Tails of the dragon ass, man. LTC. Let's see. We'll finish this up. 66 bucks right now. Litecoin. What the heck, Litecoin? Litecoin's up 10%, 11% this week. Bitcoin Cash is only up 2.5%. What's BTC up? It's up 0.87%. What is going on? Litecoin decided to be the shining star. Good for Litecoin. Good for the Litecoin people. It does this, you know, Litecoin. And I remember thinking last cycle, because one of my crypto buddies was talking to me about this. He was telling me that Litecoin was being a leading indicator last cycle, and I was like, no, it's not. It's Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash was leading the markets. It actually was last cycle. But then whenever I looked at Litecoin, I was upset because Litecoin was leading it a little bit more accurately. It was actually leading the markets before. It was leading Bitcoin Cash even last cycle. Might be doing it right now, right? It's moving up a little bit more than the rest of the markets, and it's a pretty high market cap coin. Litecoin going up, as much hate and disbelief surrounds Litecoin, I think Litecoin going up is good for the markets, actually. I think this is a foretelling of what's to come. Or maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe it was just it's time to have a 10 or 11% week while Bitcoin has a less than 1% week. You know, whatever. It could just be coincidence. But all that to say, the RSI bouncing right off the oversold zone is nice. Finding support at the previous area of support here and here is nice as well, and even back here. Looking like you want to move up. Still in a weak position, but the daily is looking a little bit stronger. It would really look nice if we can get some days to close above this 60 line here. So keep going. It's okay. It's okay if you pull back from here. It's totally fine. But just when it is time, right? Like if you pull back from here, that's okay. Maybe not that much. We wouldn't want to see that. But, you know, a little pullback from here is fine. But when we do get up here, we want to see some sustained levels up here, right? Not just a little prod in and out. So what was I going to say, man? So all in all, I mean, you could come down from here and it's okay. That's what I was going to say. It's totally fine. From a high to a low, relatively speaking, you're in your golden ratio zone, 61869 area, perfectly normal area to find resistance. But you did wick pretty far into it and then came back and closed above it. And you, with yesterday's price movement, still closing further into it with decent volume, above average volume both days. This could be one of those examples where you actually do just run right for the 786 or the 886. It's possible. If not, it is very, very, very common. Although right now it looks like one of those moments where you would actually more go up, but it's very common to do this exact move and then come back down to the 0.5 and then up, or to the 382 and then up. And your daily RSI finding resistance at areas that it's continued to find resistance at wouldn't be crazy at all. So if we do pull back on LTC and we're at 66 bucks right now, we pull back to about like $59, $58, maybe at least 62 bucks, somewhere around there. Don't be scared, right? That's just going to be a higher low on your way to higher highs, right? So all in all, though, I'm kind of bullish on LTC. Time will tell. I think here's my final call on LTC. Okay. Definitely bullish on it, but short term, immediate term, like over the coming days, I do think you're going to lag and move down. And then over the coming days, weeks, you're probably going to move up, right? Over the coming weeks, I would say. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.